Meeting is being recorded.
Okay.
So Patrick, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm very fine. Yeah, I will introduce myself. Yes.
Could you please tell us a little bit more about what we are going to talk about today?
Yes, of course. So first of all, my name is Patrick Walaszczyk. I'm a blockchain consultant at IBM, and today I would like to give you a short introduction into the IBM blockchain platform. So, as this is our first session of this topic, I decided that I will divide my session into two parts. One dedicated for a presentation, what the IBM platform is, how you can use it, and how you can deploy your own IBM blockchain platform instance on IBM Cloud for free for 30 days. And then I will present you a short demo how you can create your own network and install the smart contracts into the peers which you have created on your IBM blockchain platform instance. So starting from the very beginning, what the IBM blockchain platform is. First of all, IBM blockchain platform is a set of tools which would significantly enhance your experience with the Hyperledger Fabric. If you have already tried to create your own network via the vanilla Hyperledger Fabric, you probably know that it is a pain in your neck. You have to perform many tasks manually, and it takes you a lot of time to deploy your network and connect all the components together to start operating on it. IBM Blockchain Platform offers you a set of tools, as I said, a set of tools for operator to create and manage the network and all its components like peers, orders, certificate authorities. And also it, from the other sides, offers you the advanced tools for developers to create and manage the lifecycle of the smart contracts. What is important, the IBM Blockchain Platform is delivered as a set of containers which can be deployed on any orchestration tool like a Kubernetes, for example, which means that you can deploy the IBM blockchain platform either on the IBM clouds, either on any on-prem environment, or any other cloud service provider like Azure, like Google Cloud or AWS. So, as I said, IBM Blockchain Platform offers you two different sets of tools. And during today's demo, I will give you a walkthrough through the IBM Blockchain Platform console, which is a dedicated graphic user interface for the operators to create and manage the components like peers, certificates, authorities. And also we've got the dedicated Visual Studio Code extension for IBM Blockchain Platform, which allows you to create, debug, and install the smart contracts into the IBM blockchain platform or into the dedicated local Hyperledger Fabric environment. I will speak more about it later. Also, what is important if you are deploying your IBM blockchain platform on IBM Cloud, you have an access into the dedicated Kubernetes dashboard, which is the service provided by IBM, where you can easily track the current condition and monitor the status of your pods, which are created and which are responsible for hosting the specific components of your fabric network. So, as I said, starting from the very beginning, from the infrastructure level, you've got this dashboard of the Kubernetes service where you can track all the pods which were created in a particular namespaces, and you can check the logs from each of the components like peers or the certificates authorities. For example, you can also check whether the pods are currently live or it is some issues with them, and you can also get all the details like IP addresses, parameters, and the storage for a specific pod. What is also important, the Kubernetes platform, Kubernetes instance, which is dedicated for your blockchain platform, is able to be connected with other logging and monitoring tools like Grafana, Sysdig, like LogDNA or Prometheus. And I'm not going to explain what the specific tools are responsible for. You are probably familiar with them, and you are able to connect it into your network to have a better overview on a current condition and to monitor what is happening in your network with these tools. Okay, but going into more details in what is the most interesting part of today's presentation, I would like to give you a short overview of the web console, so the dedicated graphic interface for the end users, so for the network operators, from which you can create all the components of your network. I will explain it in details during the demo. However, on these slides, which will be also available for you after the session, you will be able to read what the specific tools in the graphic interface are responsible for. So you've got the sidebar with some tabs where you can find the details about your nodes, channels, wallets, organizations, and other components. You can also find some tutorials where you will be redirected into the IBM Cloud documentation on how to build your network, how to join the peers, how to develop and deploy smart contracts. And you can also access the special dedicated blocks where you can perform actions like, for example, adding a new certificate authority or adding a new ordering service. What is more, the graphic interface lets you track the current status of your components, like, for example, a peer. If peer is running, you will see a green square or the gray square if something is wrong, or, for example, the peer is under deployment. You can also find more details about the deployment location, like if it is on IBM Cloud or other environment, and you can find some more details like ID of the organization, who is the owner of the specific peer, and you can also assign the resource into your peer, so you can change the number of CPU or RAM dedicated for the specific peer or ordering service. All right. What is really important when you are managing your IBM blockchain platform network of Fabric is the fact that the most important part are the identities. While most of the tasks, like, for example, creating a new peer or creating a new ordering service, is almost automated 100%, the only thing you have to do is to manage the identities which you will create, because for any specific components you need a different identity, and all the identities which you will create and enroll into your IBM blockchain platform network are stored only on your local browser. It is really important to export every identity which you have created, unless you do not want to lose it. Because if you will switch a browser or you will clear a cookies of your browser, the identities will go. You cannot restore it. They are not stored by IBM. They are not managed by IBM. So you have to take care of it and always export all the identities, because if you won't do that, then you will have a trouble because you cannot access your blockchain network components, and no one can help you to restore it. That's the only important thing you have to remember when dealing with the IBM blockchain platform. So on the example of creating a peer node, the only thing to create a new peer is just to fill in all the details which you will be asked for. So select the particular certificate authority, select the particular ordering, select the particular identity, which will be the identity of admin for the peer, and just click next, and everything will start automatically. So in a few minutes, you should see the new peer was created, and the only thing you have to do is to deal with the identity which you have. You have to export. But I will explain it in more detail during the demo. Okay. The second part, beyond the web console, is the dedicated Visual Studio Code extension. What is the Visual Studio Code? You probably know that it is a source code editor created by Microsoft. Yeah, maybe I will not explain the details of this specific tool. If you are interested, you can find the documentation of the VS Code, or you can download it on your own and test what are the functionalities offered by this tool. What IBM have developed into the VS Code is the extension, because VS Code allows you to download set of extensions into the tool from the dedicated marketplace, and in this marketplace you can find the IBM blockchain platform extension developed by IBM, and to install it you just have to go into the marketplace, search for IBM blockchain platform, and just add it into your VS Code instance. It will install automatically, and you will be able to access a new tool which should appear in your sidebar as a new extension which you have to click, and you will be able to find a new sidebar dedicated for the IBM blockchain platform, where you can install a smart contracts or create a package of the smart contracts. You can connect to the dedicated Fabric environments and the Fabric gateways, and also it allows you to manage the wallets with the identities exported from your IBM blockchain platform. There is also an option to debug your smart contracts on the local Fabric. So when you will start the default created local Fabric environment, you can install their smart contracts and check whether or not they are working before you will install it on your IBM blockchain platform instance. Okay. Also, as a default functionalities of the VS Code, you can open your smart contract in a new window in order to develop it and create the package create a dedicated package which you will be then installing into your network. All right. Yeah, there is a short tutorial how to test it. However, it will be also presented during the demo, but you can go through these slides if you will be interested how to create this new package of the smart contract. Okay, maybe I'll skip this one. Also, what is important from this VS Code tool, you can at the same time develop your application which will be dedicated for your blockchain use case, because as probably you know, if you are going to expose your smart contract functionalities for your end users, you have to develop some end user application which will be responsible to connect your users with blockchain network and let them perform some tasks. So your application will be just evaluating the transactions from the users into the ledger. Okay, so what I prepared for you today is a short tutorial how to create your first network by using the IBM blockchain platform, and to present you how easy is that process comparing to the creation of the network via the vanilla Hyperledger fabric. What I prepared for today is a simple scenario where we will create the organization one with a dedicated certificate authority and a single peer, and the ordering service network organization with also dedicated certificate authority with a single orderer, in order to present you how to do that. And then I will create a single channel and deploy smart contracts into this channel via the dedicated VS Code extension. So if we go further, I have prepared a demo which I recorded as a video, because when you will be creating your own network, some tasks takes a lot of time. For example, when you are trying to deploy a new peer, you have to wait a few minutes until it will be deployed. So I prepared it yesterday and recorded it, cutting off all the process which I was waiting until the components will start. So if you would like to create your own network, all you need to have is, first of all, the IBM Cloud account, which you have created on your own. You need Visual Studio Code with the dedicated IBM blockchain platform extension. And what is really important, you have to associate your payment card with your IBM Cloud account in order to open the services for Kubernetes service and IBM blockchain platform. You have to associate the payment card, but there won't be any charges into your account unless you will run some services which are paid. But what I'm going to present you today is completely free. You can make use of your own IBM blockchain platform for 30 days, and then all the data will be deleted, and your instance also will be deleted from the environment. So starting from the very beginning, if you would like to create your own IBM blockchain platform instance, you need to have a dedicated Kubernetes service. So if you have created your IBM Cloud account, you can go into your main dashboard and you have to create a new resource. You click just create a resource. You find a Kubernetes service, you click on it. You then have to select the plan. I recommend a free cluster if you want to make use of 30 days for free. Then you have assign a name of your cluster and simply click on create. It will take usually around 15 minutes until the cluster will be created, and then you should see that your cluster named as the name you assigned is ready, and it will expire in 30 days from the moment you created it. If your cluster is ready, then you can go back into the dashboard with a catalog and find a blockchain service. You should see the blockchain platform, which you have to click on, and then you will be taken into a new screen where you have to select the region where the blockchain platform will be created. You have to select a service name and simply click create. The default pricing for the IBM blockchain platform is 29 cents per virtual processor core per hour. However, if you are using the free instance of of Kubernetes, there won't be any charges into your account. So don't worry about that. It will be completely free for these 30 days. Okay, you click the create, and then you have to link the cluster of your Kubernetes on which the blockchain platform will be deployed. And if everything goes fine, then you should see a screen from which you can launch your IBM blockchain platform console. You click on it, and you will be taken into a new screen where you click let's get started, and from this moment you can start operating your IBM blockchain platform instance. And now we can go through the scenario which I have prepared for you. So as I said before, we will create one organization and one ordering service network dedicated for it and connect it via channel. So first of all, we are going to create a new certificate authority into our IBM blockchain platform network. So as I said before, we've got the sidebar with some tabs. We are currently on the node tabs, where you can find the set of functionalities dedicated for ordering service, for certificate authorities, and for peers. So we are starting by creating a new certificate authority for our organization. So we have to fill in all the fields dedicated for the certificate authority. So we create a display name, we have to create the admin identity, and add the certificate authority. And simply that's all. You just have to wait until the component will be ready. You have the status, it is pending now. And meanwhile, while it is creating, we will create a second certificate authority dedicated for the ordering service network. So again, we repeat the steps. We create a certificate authority. We assign a name of it. We assign an identity for an admin of this certificate authority. And again, we create new component into our network. Then you have to wait around 5 minutes until it will be created. When you will check the status, you will see that the bars are loading, and there will be information that you are unable to connect because the certificate authority has not started yet. But it should start in a while. As I said, I have cut off every step, every minute of process where I was waiting to streamline our today's presentation. So when everything's ready, you can see that the certificate authority is running. You can enter it, and the next step you have to do is associate the identity with your newly created certificate authority. So again, you have to provide the ID and the secret, so the password for your new identity, which will be associated with it, and simply click the associate with your certificate authority. If you have done that, now you have to enroll a new users which will be used to create other components, for example, peers or the membership service providers, because certificate authorities is a component responsible for managing your users for a specific organization. So now I will create a new administrator which will be used to create my membership service provider. So I give it some name, and I have select a type of the user. I select type admin, click next, register it, and there should appear a new user on the list. I create another user. This time this will be a peer user used to create a peer of my organization network. I select the type peer, click next and register user. And there should be a new user on our list. If we are ready, we can now switch to another tab to create the new organization membership service provider. If we have a ready certificate authority, so we switch into the organizations tab and we click on create MSP definition, which is a membership service provider for formal definition of our organization to include a certificate identifying. So we select which certificate authority will be responsible for our membership service provider. It's organization 1. We click next. Now we have to select the user, which will be the admin of our MSP. I select the user which I have created previously, so it's organization 1 admin. I provide a secret for it, and I click generate to create a new identity for our membership service provider. From this moment, you can export it. There is even a note that informs you it is critically important, because if you will lose your identity, then you couldn't access your membership service provider. Okay, you can review the information and you create a new MSP definition. And simply that's all. We have created the organization 1 certificate authority and organization 1 MSP. Now we can switch back to our ordering service network and repeat all the steps. So we are first of all associating our new identity with the ordering service network certificate authority. We provide all the details and associate it. And yeah, that's all. Then we have also, as previously, registered the users. So we are creating a ordering service network admin. We provide the secret for this user. We select the type admin. And again, we click next, register, and there should appear a new user on our list. Then we register one more user, this time the user which would be the admin of our order. So we create the orderer, provide secret, select the type orderer, and click next, register the user. And there should be a new identity on our list. Then we can switch back to notes, check whether everything's fine. And now when we have a certificate authority, we will create our ordering service network membership service provider. Again, we go to organization, we create MSP definition, we provide a name, we provide the MSP ID, click next. We have to select the root certificate authority. So this time this will be ordering service network CA. Click next. Now we have to select the admin, so the user which will be admin of our MSP. We select OSN admin as I created it previously, generate a new identity. Again, we can export it from this window, or we can do it later. We create the MSP definition, and now we are eligible to create a new network component. So we've got the certificate authority, we've got the organization 1 MSP. We can now create a new peer for our organization 1. To create a peer, we simply click on add peer, create a peer, or I will switch back a few seconds. Or if you have already created a peer on another IBM blockchain platform instance, or you would like to import a peer of other organization, you can simply, instead of creating a peer, import an existing peer. But now we will create a new peer. Click next. We have to provide a display name of our peer. It's organization 1 peer 1. I will skip all the advanced deployment options. Maybe we can discuss it in another session. We have to select the certificate authority for our peer. It is organization 1. We select the user peer 1, which we have created under our certificate authority. We select the MSP. We click next. Then we associate the identity, which will be the admin for our peer, and is organization 1 MSP admin. From this window, we can reallocate the resources dedicated for our peer or order or any other component which we'll be creating. In default, there are some resources dedicated for each of the component, but you can change it if you wish. And if everything is fine, then you just click Add Peer, and there should appear a new block under your peer tab, where you can see that the peer is currently under deployment, so the status is pending. While I will be waiting for peer to create, I can create the new ordering service network orderer. So again, I just go down into the ordering service tab, and here I create a new ordering service. For the purpose of our presentation, I decided that I will create a simple network with only one orderer, but for the production ready environment, you should definitely use 5 ordering nodes, as these are most this is the best solution for the raft ordering service network. So again, we select the certificate authority. This will be ordering service network CA. We provide the user identity created previously. We select the MSP, and also we associate the identity with our order. This will be OSN MSP. And again, we click on Add Ordering Service, and we will have to wait around 10 to 15 minutes until it will be created. And the square will change into green, meaning that the ordering service is running. In this tutorial, I'm not going to present you how you can check the current status with the CLI or the Kubernetes dashboard, but it is also possible that you can get more details what is currently happening in the container of your order or the container of your peer, because you can access all the logs via the Kubernetes. Okay, we are waiting until the order will start. When everything will be ready, you should see that order is running, and now you can enter into the order, and you can add a new organization into the consortium, which is obligatory step in order to create a new channel, because the ordering service network must recognize a new organization as a network member in order to create the new channel. Okay, we added the consortium member, and now we can go back to nodes. We can check whether the peer is ready. It is still pending. However, we can already create a new channel. To do that, we switch to Channel tab and click on Create a Channel. There are some prerequisites, however, we can skip it for now. We can also skip all advanced channel configuration. We will just click on Next, and here we have to assign a name of our channel. It will be channel 1. We have to select the ordering service for our channel. We have to select the channel members MSP, we have only one organization, so we have to select this one. We then have option to decide whether our organization will have a rights to be a reader, writer, or the operator of the network. For the purpose of this tutorial, I will assign the operator permission. Then we have to select the channel policy, so our endorsement policy. As we have only one organization, then we can select one out of one. But if there will be 3 organizations, then we can select 1 out of 3, or 2 out of 3, or 3 out of 3, which means that all the organization will have to endorse the new transaction into our network. Then we have to select the channel creator MSP, and we select the organization 1. We also select the identity of our organization MSP, and then we create a new channel. And basically that's all. Our channel is already created. Now what we have to do is to add our peers into the channel. So we go back to the peer. The peer is ready. We click on it, and from the channel tab we click on join channel. We select the ordering service. We have to provide the name of our channel, so you have to know it. And then we select our organization peer 1 as an anchor peer, and we join a channel. And yeah, peer joined channel. We can see that it is assigned only to a single channel. So we have created the new ordering service network. We have created organization 1. We have created peer and the orderer, and we have connected it into a channel. You can also go into the channel tab now and click on the channel 1, where you will see the whole block history of our channel. So we've got 2 blocks created. The block 0, which means that the channel was opened, and block 1, which means that new peer has joined the channel. There are no transactions in there. These blocks means only that some tasks were performed. Okay, now the important thing, which I have mentioned you before during the presentation, is the fact that you have to deal with all the identities in your network. Every time you create a new identity, it is stored in a wallet tab. So you can click on wallet, and there you will see that there is a set of identities which I created previously. So the ordering service network CA admin, ordering service network MSP admin, organization 1 CA, and organization 1 MSP admin. And all these identities are stored locally on my browser. So as I said before, if I will switch browser or clear cookies, this one will disappear, and I wouldn't be able to access my peers and orders and also the certificate authorities. What you have to do is to open the details of your identity, and from there you can access the certificate and the private key for your identity, and you can also download it. And you should do that to keep it safe and do not lose your identity. You can also export the whole identity as a JSON file by clicking on the export identity. This will download a new JSON file which contains the details of your identity. So you can check that there is a name, type, and private key and certificate for your organization 1 MSP admin. And it will be also important in order to connect to your network via the VS Code extension. And you have to export the identity for other users also. So the ordering service network CA of organization 1, and ordering service network MSP. All right. So Now we have created our simple network on IBM blockchain platform, and what I would like to introduce you in the second part of the demo is how you can make use of the VS Code extension. So as I said before, if you have downloaded the VS Code and installed the IBM blockchain platform extension, you should see the option to access it from your sidebar. You click on it and you will see the new tab with some options where you can manage the wallets. And here you have to create a new wallet dedicated for your network. So you click on create a new wallet. You have to assign a name of this wallet. This will be ABP demo. You have to provide the name of the identity which you will store in your wallet. I will store the organization one admin, and this is important step. You have to provide the MSP ID of your membership service provider, which you have created in your IBM blockchain platform network. So this one is org1 MSP, and you can access this MSP from your graphic user interface under the organization tab. There is a org1 MSP. This is the ID which you have to provide. Then you have to select the certificate and private key files, or provide the JSON file identity from the IBM blockchain platform, which I will do now. Then you have to browse a file which you have downloaded from your IBM blockchain platform interface. If everything's runs smooth, you should see that the new identity has been added. What you can do now is to create a new smart contracts. So the extension for the VS Code allows you to create a new default contract or the private data collection contract. We will go for a default contract without a private data collection. We then have to we have to select what will be the language of our smart contract. We can select the Java, JavaScript, TypeScript, or Golang. I will select the TypeScript. Then you have to assign a name of your asset. Mine will be a gold, and you have to save your new smart contract project somewhere on your disk. Then it will take you a few seconds until the new smart contracts project will be created, and if everything works fine, then you should see a new contract created on a new workspace, where you can see that there is a sample contract with the source code which you can access. You can check that there is a contract with some simple functions like a create a new asset, read the new asset, update it, or delete. You can simply go to the source code which is created for you. You can make use of it if you would like to test a new smart contract and to install it on your IBM blockchain platform network. Then if you have this project opened, you can package open project. So this will be an option from your IBM blockchain platform VS Code extension. You click package, and then in a few seconds you should see in the terminal the output that the smart contract was created and packed. Now you have to export your package from the VS Code. So you click to export package, with your smart contract, save it somewhere, and now you can install the package with your smart contract directly into your IBM blockchain platform. So you go into the interface once again, you enter into the smart contracts tab, and you click here to install a new smart contract into a channel 1. You have to upload the package that you have created previously. So you select the package, open it, and click on install a smart contract. And basically that's all. The next step which you have to perform is to instantiate your smart contract into the channel. So you simply click instantiate, select the channel, click next, select the MSP which will be responsible for the endorsement policy. We don't have a private data collection, so we skip it for now. We click next and we instantiate a smart contract without any function. So we don't have to initialize it. We click instantiate. It should take a few minutes until the smart contract will be instantiated. If everything is fine, then you should see that smart contract was installed and instantiated in your, it was successfully instantiated on your channel. You can now see that under the instantiated smart contracts that there is a new smart contract, and you can connect via it with it via the SDK. So you click connect via SDK, and then you select the MSP of organization which will be connected to your smart contract. You select the certificate authority, and now you can download the connection profile, which is also the JSON file with some details about your specific blockchain platform instance. As you can see, there is a new JSON downloaded. You can view the file, and you will find it that it contains the information about your channel, about the organization, orderers, peers, certificate authorities, which are a part of your channel. Now you can go into the Fabric Gateways tab, and by clicking on the plus, you can create a new gateway from a connection profile. So you simply click on a create. You have to provide a name for your gateway. It will be some demo, and you can browse a file which you have downloaded a few seconds ago from your IBM blockchain platform instance. You select it, and now you can simply associate an identity which will be managing our gateway. So as I have previously created the IBP demo wallet with the organization one admin, I can now select it from the drop-down list and associate my identity with a gateway. So I have successfully added a new gateway, and I have connected to it with the identity. And I should see now that I have connected to my gateway, so to my IBM blockchain platform organization one admin, and I can see the channels which are created in my network. I see a channel one, and from this many I can expand it and see that there is a new smart contract demo which have a set of functions which I can call now. So I will try to create a new asset from my IBM blockchain platform VS Code extension. So we've got the create gold function, which must contain the contain our new asset ID and our new asset value, which you can see in here, that there is a gold ID and with a string and the value with a string. So I just fill in the data about my transaction. I click submit once again, and there I should see that my transaction was successfully submitted. So I have created a new asset in my channel 1. You can validate it by switching back to your IBM blockchain platform instance. You can go to the channels. You can now go into the details of the channel, and on the list of block history there should be a new block with a block hash and a new transaction, which you can access the details, and we see that I have created a new gold contract, create gold, with ID 1 and value 500. Okay, you can also call other functions, like for example read. You can check whether the asset with ID 1 exists in our network. So I submit the transaction and I should see the output in a terminal that the value returned for gold with ID 1 is 500. I can also update my asset. So once again, I provide the ID, I provide the new value for my asset, and I submit a new transaction, which should be also performed. I see the output here, and I can also go back into the IBM blockchain platform and see whether new transactions has been submitted. So once again, I should see that there are 2 new blocks, the block 5 for a read transaction and block 6 for a update transaction. And yeah, you can verify if everything is correct. Okay. And yeah, basically that's all what I have created for today's demo. I see that we are running out of time, so I will just quickly summarize what we have created today. So we have created a new organization 1 MSP with the certificate authority and the peer. We have created the ordering service network with its own certificate authority and 1 orderer. We have created a new channel. We have created a smart contract. We have installed and instantiated it on our network. We have called some sample functions for our smart contract, and we have verified that the process is very simple. And comparing to the vanilla Hyperledger Fabric, you can see how the IBM blockchain platform can help you with managing with on your network. I understand that the scenario which I have presented for you was a really simple scenario, but if you will be interested, we can think about organizing a dedicated session where we can create more than 1 organization, for example, 2 or 3 organizations, all on the different IBM blockchain platform instance, and we can try to connect them, install a smart contract on each peer, and upgrade the smart contract to show you how the more complex scenario looks like. However, as I said, that's all what I have prepared for you on today's session. I'm really curious about your feedback and opinions about the IBM blockchain platform, and I'm ready to answer on your questions if there are any. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Patrick. Since we went beyond the top of the hour, My suggestion would be that we transfer all of the Q&A to an offline discussion on LinkedIn. Therefore, I encourage everyone and who has listened to the recording to post questions, feedback, and comments once the recording is going to be published and available on social media. Stay tuned for the upcoming webinar, which is going to take place next week on Wednesday at 10 a.m. at the same time. And yeah, we're looking forward to hearing from you, to receiving comments about today's session. And yeah, have a nice day and stay safe. Bye-bye.